Kyle. Kyle.
Sorry, are you Kath or Kim at the moment? Hello, welcome to The Tennis. 29 days till Summer of Tennis kicks off down under here in Australia. Next up, Breakthrough Stars. Who is best poised to win her maiden Grand Slam in 2026? And the winner is the players and coaches in contention for the ATP Awards. All that is ahead with me, Xavier Muhlbach, and back from her latest trip around the sun. Happy birthday, Brie Stewart.
Thanks.
Good to have good. Okay, that was a bit cold, but anyway. Across the desk, WTA coach and soon-to-be daddy-o, Luke Saville.
Daddy-o.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call you now.
Yeah.
It's not weird.
Interesting.
But the real headline, I'm over it,
He just wants daddy.
making her in-person debut on the pod is Aussie doubles #1, Ellen Perez.
Thank you.
Wow.
Wow.
Woo.
This is a moment.
Yeah, it is a
I
moment,
love
for me
podcasts.
especially. You having fun? Look.
I am having fun. Emma
really
looks like
here.
she's really having fun.
Yeah.
Luke looks scared. Well, that's
No, Luke
normal.
looks really chilled out and happy. I like this on you.
This is a big deal. Ellen joined the show.
Yeah,
Looking
it's
forward
so
to
good.
it.
We've been trying for months.
Yeah, we got a
But
little
she's always
taste of your
travelling
presence
around.
when you're over at Cincy. You
Yeah.
dialed in. That was pretty cool. But tell me, guys, what is your highlight of the season? Things are kind of wrapping up before things get heated up in Melbourne and around Australia.
I think mine, I was having to think, and I come back to Wimbledon. Dasher and I were there this year, and just like the last round of qualies there, for some reason, obviously it brings back great memories for me. I qualified 3 times there, but we're on the other side of the world, and the camaraderie with the Australians I just love. So I think everyone gets out, gets behind the Aussies, and even this year there's a great contingent of TA staff and even just players that are in the main draw coming out to Roehampton, getting around each other. For some reason, that just epitomises the Aussie culture, in my opinion. So that was probably my
A
highlight.
nice little humble brag there. Qualified for that 3 times.
I thought you were going to talk about how you got Dasha pregnant on tour.
Well, I suggested that. What about the conception?
She's already gone to Instagram to
It
tell the
was
world
so
about
good.
that.
It's the best Instagram video I've ever seen.
So if you want to know where babies are made, just check out Dasha.
go on tour.
Yeah. What about you, Alan? What's your highlight of the year?
I probably have a few highlights, actually. I mean, if we're talking tennis, I think it started off in Abu Dhabi playing with Jelena Ostapenko. I think that in itself was very different. A fun experience, actually. I think she's a bit of a hoot, one to get to know.
Off her Instagram.
Oh,
Some
I've
empty
seen some of the
perfume
things.
bottles.
I've seen some of the things she's been posting. Quite interesting.
Oh, there's one item I've got my eye on. Pair of broken shoelaces. I reckon.
Really?
No, but it's the sort of thing that I feel like she might pop up.
I've been laughing at some of the Twitter stuff about it. With,
It's so
people
good.
coming back to an empty house
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
Who
I
was
think that
coach
was
that week?
Yeah, no, I was about to bring him up, but he didn't even let me bring you up. I was
Come
about
on.
to say Luke was my coach that week,
Oh,
and that was the start of something big, but also the end.
Yeah.
Didn't really
and
get
I left
back on
for
court after
semis
that.
and final, so
Yeah, no, that was the start of it. So that was a great week. And then obviously going back with Storm Hunter
Yes.
again.
Oh.
We
Another
got
friend
back
of the
on the court over the clay swing. We did a semis in Rome. So yeah, just getting back out there with her. I think she's a great person, great friend. It's not even about the tennis sometimes. It's about having, a friend on tour, someone to do things with, the camaraderie. So it was great to reunite with her. And I think lastly, just like Billie Jean King Cup, finishing off the year in Hobart, what a fun time. The group of girls we had are just amazing. Everyone really supports one another. It was a great vibe, great atmosphere. Also playing again with Storm and just getting back into the world group. I think that was important for us, and we set ourselves a task to do that. And yeah, the way we kind of, carried ourselves and did it was, we're really proud. So it was a great end to the
As you
year.
should be. It was amazing. Good to
It
watch
was.
too.
It
We
was
had
great
Pratty
to
on
watch.
last week,
We did.
and she was like just a very proud mum.
She set the tone. She was,
Yeah.
she was great to have as captain, but she made it known, like, girls, this is my first time doing it. Don't mess it up.
I love it.
Great. A bit of inspiration. Nothing wrong with that. So from a little question to a...
The big question.
So the big question this week, we trialled this last week and it was actually quite interesting. So I want to put it to the group. Everyone get your nominations in. Which WTA player will win their maiden Grand Slam title in 2026? So let's put some names out there first and then we can drill into the why. Thought I'd go first. So I was very scientific in this. I basically looked at the top 10 and started at number 1, checked if they'd won any Grand Slams. Nope. 2,
No, I think
nope,
it was
3.
less scientific than this.
No, that was my whole
Did that
theory.
actually what you did?
I thought it was quite clever, but also efficient.
Far out. That's the most work you've ever done.
Yeah, not just here, but just
No, in general.
So,
Anyway, keep going.
by the time we got down to number 4, Anisimova piqued my interest. Her year so far, she made the second round at the Australian Open, 4th round at Roland Garros, but in the final for both Wimbledon and US Open. So pretty good run so far. What about you, Ellen? I've got a feeling we might be in agreement.
I am in agreement, actually. That's who I would also pick.
And now we can actually have some substance. Please, Ellen,
I
tell us
wasn't
why
quite going to
Anisimova
the
is
live
right.
rankings
Yeah,
to
so you
find
didn't
it.
just like, hey, ChatGPT, who's
I didn't
up
actually
there?
realise she was next in line ranking-wise that hadn't won one. But I think there's a reason why she's that ranking. I think she had a great year, making back-to-back finals. I think it's kind of really cool to see how she bounced back from the finals loss that she had against Iga. It was such a, convincing scoreline. I think it shows, you're human, you get nervous. But it shows that, after that she was very fearless and she didn't let that bother her and affect any of her results. And I think she had very consistent results, beat some of the top players for the rest of the year in finals in Riyadh. I know she had some really good wins as well. But she's always been a great junior. I think she got to world number 2. She's won US Open juniors, finals of Roland Garros. And she's done it all across different surfaces. So I think her game is very aggressive. I think her backhand is by far the best on tour.
Scary.
Scary good. Anyone that's played her, that's the first thing they mention. They're just like, don't give her a backhand. Yeah. And just she looks very composed and in a good place. I don't know if you ever follow her Instagram and stuff like that, but she has a good group of family and friends and well outside the tennis world. And I think that's important. I think she doesn't get too wrapped up in, all the other stuff. I think she grounds herself, resets really well and makes it all about tennis when she's there. And I think that's important, having a great team, great people around you and enjoying it. So obviously she took the break she needed from tennis. Yep. She's come back and she's really ready. She looks fresh. And I think
she probably realises now that taking that break was the right thing to do. You've got to, right?
Absolutely. And I think a few people looked back and go why would you stop? You were so good and this and that. And now we all look stupid. And we're like, well, maybe we should do what Amanda's doing.
Bigger and better.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Yeah.
Everyone needs a holiday.
Yeah.
Do it. What about you, Luke? With our big question.
So mine is Belinda Bencic.
Yep.
Good one.
Currently ranked 11, started the year at drumroll 421.
Wow.
So incredible year by Bencic.
Oh no, it's 420.
And I think, obviously coming back with a fresh and new perspective as a mother, I think that's really sort of, she seems to really be enjoying her tennis and her time on tour. Incredible resume, career high ranking of 4 in February 2020. She's made 15 mil USD in prize money, not too bad. Olympic gold medalist from Tokyo, won the Fed Cup in 2022, and best slam results are semis this year at Wimby and semis of the US Open in 2019. So I think she's, as Ellen said as well, I think she's been also a great junior. I think she cracked the top 100 when she was 17. So I think she's coming back. She's looking dangerous. I think Ellen can quote me here, but she's better on the faster surfaces. So I'm not too surprised that her best results are US Open and Wimbledon. So she's one definitely on my radar, and I think she'll be coming to the Australian Open as definitely one of the players to beat.
What about you?
She's a mum.
Well, are
Love
you
that.
in the back of your mind going, hey, Dash, secret weapon after March, you could be back in there?
Yeah, it was maybe part of my agenda for sure to choose that.
This was a coaching moment, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
It was
I know
this
Dash
is what
is
we need to
listening,
do.
So, even actually in Abu Dhabi, start of the year when we saw Bencic, she won the singles there, and she had her baby there, her husband, and just looked very settled. And I think that's cool to see, and hopefully Dasher and I can follow in their footsteps.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No pressure, Dash. Jeez. Just win a slam.
Left,
Right
get off
after
TikTok,
pregnancy.
get back on the court, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
What about you, birthday Brie?
Well, everyone knows how much I love Mira Andreeva. Really, really love her. She reached 4th round at the AO. She reached the Roland Garros quarterfinal at Wimbledon, and also 3rd round at US Open. She reached a career high of number 5 in July after winning the Dubai tournament, which she was the youngest to win a
How old is
1,000
she now?
level
She's
title
9?
at the age of 17.
19?
She's now 18.
Wow.
So she's really, really young. She's obviously coached by Conchita Martinez, that we all love, and their relationship's amazing.
Yep.
And I really would love to see her win one. Whether or not she will, I feel like she's on the precipice of making it.
No, I'll be honest, she was my first pick.
Oh, did you change so
But
we
I
had a
did
bit of
change,
variation?
and I give Belinda a bit of a shout out. But no,
Yeah.
I've been a huge fan of Mira. I think she's one of the brightest prospects that we have in tennis, full stop. So I think she's so good on every surface, very versatile, all-court game. And I think she's handling the big moments better and better.
She's got the right mental
it was probably,
outlook on things.
It's probably the one thing that, maybe later in Slam she was a little inexperienced, a little immature. I mean, she's 17, 18, so it's incredible what she's doing. And I think she's going to be poised to definitely win her first Slam very, very soon.
Well, they were our thoughts on this week's big question. What is your answer to the big question? Which WTA player will reach their first ever Grand Slam title next year? Hit us up in the comments. Let us know on the Instagram, wherever you like. On with the show. First up, what's caught your eye? And we're going to start with our first time on the panel. Ellen, what caught your eye this week?
I think it'd be hard to say it didn't catch anyone's eyes. Serena Williams re-entering the ITIA doping protocol. I think, a few Twitter fans managed to spot that and bring it up. And obviously Ben Rothenberg tweeted about it. But Serena came back with that she's not coming back and that this is wildfire and crazy, which I don't know. I'm not sold.
Yeah. I mean, Ben, the New York Times journalist, did say what we're all thinking. Why did you do it then?
Yeah, and that's a great question because I can tell you when you're on the, doping protocols, it's not fun.
Yeah.
Unless she likes a nice 6 a.m. wake up and enjoys giving blood and having someone watch her pee, I wouldn't know why you would enter. So,
maybe that's her thing.
Yeah, hey, you can have a fetish.
Maybe she misses it.
Yeah, maybe she needs that extra insurance like Venus mentioned.
True, she's pretty strapped.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think there's an element that she watched maybe Venus come back, and I don't know if there's a little last go with them playing together or something. But I've definitely heard the rumors of her coming back. Who knows if it's true? I just think you don't re-enter the protocol unless you plan on coming back. It's pretty much that's how it is. So stay tuned, I suppose.
So how would someone have found out that she's re-entered?
Would it be on public record?
It's public record. Yeah, you can just go to the ITIA.
So someone's just sitting there watching, looking.
Yeah, people are actually, there's some interesting Twitter fans out there. There's people that are checking that every day.
Really?
You can find out the most crazy stuff on Twitter. You just got to stay tuned.
Follow the right people.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Serena, let's play devil's advocate, hypothetical, whatever. But if Serena did come back into play, would she do well? How do we think it would go? Like, take the excitement out of it. Is she going to be the Serena that we know and love, or is it a bit of a fool's errand?
I think Serena is Serena. I think she's going to be amazing in general. It's the big question mark is always fitness and movement, and that was the question mark around Venus. But she surprised us. Her level was good, and she was still beating a lot of players on this comeback. I don't think Serena does anything half-assed, let's put it that way. So if she's going to come back, she's not going to want to lose to someone 100 in the world and not be ready. Yeah. And obviously she's looking fit. She's
she can still kick through a brick door.
Yeah, she's definitely a different Serena from when she was on tour.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
she
a little.
looks like she's been getting ready for something, doesn't she?
I just thought the Met Gala or something, but maybe it's tennis.
Maybe it's both.
Yeah.
But maybe she'll lose a bit of power with the different physique, but I definitely think if she comes back, you don't want to draw her.
She'll definitely get a lot of opportunities and wildcards, won't she?
There'll be tournament directors falling over themselves.
tickets.
I guess
would
that'd be
give up my spot for her,
the
so
only
don't
thing
worry.
that you said, Ellen, was probably backing up matches in that physical side is probably the question in order to build her ranking up. But she's going to get that many opportunities at big events. If you win a few matches at those big events, big points. So maybe she can work her way back up that way.
I just don't see it as a long-term comeback, or it's just going to be picking events here and there that suit her, maybe.
Yeah.
That's how I feel if it is. But
Brie, it's award season in
Yeah,
the
it
tennis
is.
world. Next week, we've got the Newcomb Medal for Australian tennis. What else is on?
Well, the ATP Awards are to be presented this coming week.
Oh, that's
There's
exciting.
a couple of awards we already know that have been won, like number one, Carlos Alcaraz.
Not really award,
And
they are number one.
The doubles number one, Lloyd Glasspool. But some of the categories, the first category we can have a chat
What have we
about
got?
is the breakthrough of the year, which is voted on by the ATP number one club.
Am I in there?
No, it's Jack Draper, Fonseca, Bencic, and Vacherot.
Oh, okay. Good little group. What do we
Yeah.
reckon? Who's going to win that?
I mean, I think it's
Come on,
it's
Joao.
obviously the higher you are, the less you can obviously move up, and those mean more than if you're further out. But I feel like Vacherot, that's really sort of catching my eye.
But is that a flash in the pan? Sorry,
look,
Vacherot.
I mean, it could be, but it's still,
Amazing.
it still
It was
happened
amazing.
this year
Yeah.
from 276 in June
to 30.
career high of 30, winning Shanghai. That was just an incredible storyline, playing his cousin Rinderknecht in the final, and so I think that's he was. He's 26 years old. He's been grinding away in the challenges for quite some time, but he's always had that huge game. So you kind of felt if he could get it together, get a little bit of structure around him, maybe he could get it going. So for me, Vacherot wins that.
Well, on that metric, I mean, Draper's got no shot, right? I went from 18 to 4. Woohoo. Like outside 200.
I don't know whether Draper's been able to play enough this year because of injury. I don't know what
He
you
needs
guys
to stop
think.
breaking his leg and start breaking through, basically.
It's a bit harsh.
Well, pretty harsh guy.
Well, I reckon it's probably the other one's Fonseca.
Yeah,
Fonseca,
well, he's
that's
definitely
what I
made-
was thinking.
He's
Fonseca.
broken through in
Yeah.
a media sense.
Yeah, outside 100 to 25, and he's got the charisma. He's got the profile as well.
Yeah.
So I think maybe Fonseca as well, and incredible player, so talented.
No, that'd be a good award. All right, what else we got, Bray?
We have the Stefan Edberg Sportsmanship Award, and the nominees
Am I in this
are-
one?
No. Carlos Alcaraz, Felix, Grigor Dimitrov, and Casper Ruud.
Grigor. I mean, there's a name that hasn't been kind
But
of...
he's a good sportsman.
Oh, he's brilliant. But he just, he's a bit of a statesman of tennis. He's getting long in the tooth.
I love that he's still there.
Yeah. All right, who's taking this one out? I reckon Felix Auger-Aliassime.
Yeah, with the year he's had, I think, he's an amazing person, really nice guy. I remember I did an event with him in Adelaide, and he straight up came up to me and asked me questions and got me involved. And I was like, oh, that's really nice. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't know me. I'm kind of a nobody. So, that was really sweet. But I don't know, something about Carlos, that guy is just so humble, so sweet. I feel like he carries the sport so well. It's hard to go past him. But I would love to see Felix get it.
Yeah. I find with Carlos, aside from his crappy haircut, he's just got he's almost like a toddler. Like he sees the world as like everythme's good.
Yeah, you can't be that happy, can
Yeah,
you?
it's just like, how
It's
are you
always-
so happy? Be angry.
Everything's
Even
so
when he's angry,
enjoyable.
he's happy.
I he basically says, his goal or ambitions to entertain out on the court, and I think that's just
Or he does it.
it's incredible because it takes the result, I guess, away from his mentality, and he's just out there to have fun and obviously win, but that
He's
allows
always
him to
respectful
play.
his opponent too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that allows him to play that game style and just play the tennis he wants to play.
So
It's
who are you
impressive.
going with, do you think? Are you the same as Ellen, Carlos?
I'll go Casper. Just an all-round, 4 great blokes there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for me, Casper, I think he never puts a foot wrong, neither do the other 3, to be fair. But yeah, I'll go with Casper.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be a good night out at the pub with them. Be very fun chats.
Yeah, that's a good group of guys to hang out with,
Yeah.
actually.
All right, last one, Brie. What have we got?
Coach of the year.
Am I in this one?
No. We've
Far
got
out.
Benjamin Ballaray, which is Vacherot's coach. Kai Hull. Kai Hull.
Sorry, are you Kath or Kim at the moment?
I'm both.
Oh, wow. Hybrid.
Sorry, Darren Cahill.
Aussie Darren
Our
Cahill, yep.
Aussie with Simone Vagnozzi. I probably said that wrong.
Oh, come on, that was.
No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it the way it was. You can
Yeah.
hear what the producers said. Juan Carlos Ferrero and Samuel Lopez, Frederick Fontang, and Brian Shelton. So some of them, if you don't know, it's Vacherot's coach, Sinner's coach, Alcaraz's coach, Felix's coach. Hopefully you got Shelton's coach, is his dad. And I want Cahill to win with
Cahill? Okay, fair enough.
They took Sinner from 1 to 2.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, come on.
That's not a breakthrough of
Come
any
on,
kind.
Cahill. I
That's
mean,
just-
look.
But they
you're-
went down.
Look, Darren, you're a good coach, but
But this
you can do better than that,
like
man.
the number is increased by 100%.
Nah.
Like that is
Killer knows I'm
Decreased.
joking. He's
Also,
a
there's
gr-
2 of
he's a
them.
great coach.
So
like
that's half the
teamwork.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the loads.
I mean, this is no shared prizes. No, I reckon the father-son duo.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah.
Brian.
Brian. Wow. Okay. How was your breakfast meeting? Mimosas?
No.
All right. No, that's good. Well, there's a few other awards, aren't there? There's the Arthur Ashe Humanitarian Award. There's fan favourites for the singles and doubles. Tournament of the Year. Unfortunately, Grand Slams are not eligible. So, the AO would clearly win, I'm sure.
Brisbane or Adelaide could be nominated.
Hobart is the top
Tough
ATP.
after
Yeah.
Cincinnati this year.
Sorry.
Yeah, you
They're
did
gonna
look
be-
very happy.
They're going to be hard to beat. The facilities and upgrades were insane.
Okay,
good on you,
we're not
Cincy.
winning.
No, but well, we're not even competing. Now, my turn. I would love to claim this as an original thought of something that I'm like, wow, that's really cool. But Ellen was sending some ideas to our producer, John, about her career, and I'm like, oh, that's really fun. I want to steal that one. So thanks for that. But Alexandra Oleynikova has broken into the WTA Top 100, which is, a great feat. She's now world number 95. But what I'm more interested about is back in 2021, she actually sold. I like that you're nodding like I'm telling you something. You're like, yeah, this is my friggin' idea. Anyway, back in 2021, she actually sold off a bit of real estate, and that real estate was her upper arm. In exchange, that person who bought it for $5,000 is allowed at some stage to tattoo whatever they want onto that portion. Hopefully, a professional tattoo artist does it.
And they have tattooed it, haven't they?
No, it's still empty,
No.
isn't it?
I think it's empty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh.
don't
And
think-
now that she's in the top 100, does that, and she was an NFT, like back in the day, everyone's selling weird pictures of monkeys and all that sort of stuff. But she's like, boom, I'm going to make some quick cash, sell off my upper arm. But now she's in top 100. Does that real estate become more valuable? Is there going to be a mad rush to try and buy her upper arm? I think it's kind of like going, it's a little bit creepy in a sense of buying a part of someone. It's almost like buying, a steak from a cow, but the cow's still in the paddock. It's a bit weird. What do we
Yeah.
think?
For sure. I mean, she's obviously the first person to do something like this. I do love that she's working around the WTA rules because, you're only allowed 2 patches on your shirt, but now she's opened up a avenue for a third.
Wow.
But yeah, I have read that, the person that owns the patch can resell the patch. So someone can now buy it off them for a higher price. But yeah, I think the sad part is she only got 5,000.
Yeah.
She's probably looking back now and realizing
Going,
that's worth a lot more.
Yeah, so this other person could potentially make
More
quite a
money
bit of bank.
by
Yeah.
on selling.
Yeah. So
Why don't we pitch in as Tennis Australia? We could
we could put
bang in-
TA's
Yeah,
banner
put a TA
or AO
logo.
logo.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could put
Or this
pickleball,
podcast.
hot shots tennis, AO, get your
Cardio
tickets.
tennis.
Just a QR code that goes to the website.
You'd
There's-
have your name
Yep.
on there for sure. wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
1 point slam.
Right on it.
Shake
1 point
Shack.
slam. Yeah, Shake Shack.
Shake Shack. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but she also went a bit viral recently because she's fun. Like, she's a cool chick. And she actually had a video of a point. Let's have a look on her Instagram.
She has moonballed this over the height of the lights. She's slipped. Oh, she's down. But
Up
she's
you get.
back again.
She's up. Great recovery.
She's
Graceful.
another. Oh, she's buying time big time. She's putting this real high.
Yeah.
And she's back on the
Way.
floor trying to.
Oh, she's
Chase
with,
down a
she's
ball.
with a ball kid.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that caught everyone's eye just because how ridiculously high she was hitting the ball. I
Yeah.
mean, it was moonballing out
Yeah.
there, and she was about 4 meters back from the baseline, and there was some drama falling over.
yeah.
But I think that came down a little bit to the opponent she was playing. She was playing Maya Sharif, who I think she was maybe trying to hit through her, but she also just rolls balls around. And so I think she was trying to play the same game and
Yeah.
one-up her maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's interesting. I haven't seen enough of her. She's obviously just broken through from 285 this year to top 100. So she hasn't been around many WTA events. Now just the back end of the year, these 125s. But it'll be interesting to see her around the tour. And I don't know if you've seen it, but her throat has a massive tattoo.
Bring the photo up, Johnny.
It's now, I think she must have gone and tried to remove it or something, but it says
Oh,
2006.
Oh.
wow.
It was
I wonder
so
what
dark
happened
and
in
ink.
2006.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it looks like she's been having laser removal on that.
yeah,
one.
she doesn't mind a tattoo.
Yeah,
Maybe
like,
she
it's
wants to
quite
sell
blocky
that
here. It's a
part.
little-
That's,
Maybe
that's
she wants to
prime
sell it.
branding real estate.
Oh,
You know?
absolutely.
It's like,
You're in every shot.
yeah,
Yeah.
much better than
I wonder if she'll do
forearm.
more.
Yeah, well, she's, trying to knock down the old house on the real estate and then just, open up the land for redevelopment.
That's it.
Yeah. No, good on it. No,
Stay
yeah,
tuned.
fascinating player. I'm sure we'll see a bit more of her now that she's cracked the
Cracking
100.
the top 100.
And
Well
I'm now
done.
realising why Luke gave me a funny look before because I said, last one I'm going to go, but we haven't even done you yet.
Oh.
What caught your eye, Luke?
Yeah, thanks, Dave, for just forgetting me, mate. Now, mine was the 6 AO wildcards that were awarded
Oh, yeah,
/won
that's exciting.
this past week. And I think we can start with the Australian points race that were awarded over the 3 tournaments, Brisbane, Sydney and Playford, which is Adelaide. And I think great initiative from Tennis Australia. It's, basically just goes all on merit. You win the wildcards. And they went to James Duckworth. Duck's my very good mate, and Emerson Jones. And I think it's
Look
just...
how happy he is.
There he is, smiling, the big fella. But I just think, 2 players, completely different ends of their career, how are both equally as impressive, Emerson and James Duckworth. And, I think Ducks, he lost in the quarters of Brisbane. That was the last week for the cut of the Australian Open. So he missed out at 105, put the head down, won the next week. Semis of Playford, and now is ranked 86. So incredible resilience from Ducks. And then Emerson, one of our brightest, maybe our brightest prospect in Australian tennis right now, wins Playford. Current ranking of 151.
She played last year's AO major, didn't she?
Yes,
Yeah.
consecutive
That's great.
AOs for her. Started the year at 371, so more than halved her ranking, and she's got just a very bright future ahead of her. And then over in Asia, we had the winner of the men's Boo, Yanchiketi. He dropped only 15 games across the event into his 5th major in a row. He just dropped a bunch of points. He didn't defend his couple big results in Asia from a couple months ago.
And he's the China #1, isn't he?
Yes, yep.
Wow.
Who's he's been
playing
based
United
in
Cup, I believe.
Very good.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep, been based in Spain since he was 16 and reached the career high of 64. And Serena Diaz won the women's playoff.
Kazakhstan.
From Kazakhstan. Been a tough couple years for her, battling injury between 2022 and 2024. But now she's back and into her first slam main draw since AO 2022.
Very cool.
Wow.
Reached a career high of 31. So great to see them back. And then
Any Yanks?
over in the States, Patrick Kipson and Elizabeth Manlick were awarded the reciprocal wildcards from the USTA. Patrick Kipson, I think he's just on the cusp of top 100, and Manlick, one of the up-and-coming players as well. So congratulations to those 6 players.
Yeah, so I'm thinking there's a few kind of discretionary wildcards still up for grabs, aren't they, in Craig Tiley's back pocket? Who do you think he should flick them to? Like, the people at home, they're going, Nick Kyrgios or someone who, puts on a bit of fun show. But, what's going on? Who's going to get him?
Well, I think firstly you got to look at a few wild cards that are going to be asked. I think Azarenka's asked for one. I'm not sure if maybe Venus has asked for one. So if they steal
Venus
a
is a
couple,
good
that
shout.
makes it a few more limited. But
Yep.
I think on the women's side, someone like Talia Gibson's had an amazing year. Super young, hasn't had that many wild cards. I think when they look at a few things, obviously age and how many opportunities they've had and a little bit of funding and whatnot. And I think she's a great recipient, hasn't had that many opportunities at AO before and has had an incredible year and maybe even one of the next highest ranked. So I think for me, that's kind of a no-brainer. And yeah, I guess it also just depends a little bit if Kim kind of finishes. She's currently around the 96 mark, and that usually should be fine, but there is still some results coming in. So yeah, if she was to kind of miss out, maybe that's someone to look at.
Great shout. Absolutely. Yeah. Luke,
Yeah.
any thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. And then
Putting your hand up?
No, it definitely
Okay.
won't be. But yeah, I
In
think
first round, that's like a couple of years of private school done for your kid.
that's true.
Yeah.
True. Okay.
Sorry.
CT.
Yeah, there we go.
No, I think the men's side pretty interesting because we have Chris O'Connell, Jordan Thompson, Rinky Hijikata, who have all been incredible players, established top 100 players for many years now.
Rinky should make an inch, shouldn't he?
I think
To main
he's
draw?
he's out, and
Okay.
Tomo and O'Connell had tough years with injury, so you're probably looking at those 3 who've been great ambassadors for Australian tennis, in my opinion, and then a few of the up and coming players. I think James McCabe's had a reasonably good year. He's sort of knocking around, and a few juniors like that. So, but obviously, Big Cray's he holds the reins.
He's got the golden
so,
tickets.
But I think those 3 boys I mentioned at the start will be pretty strong candidates because I don't think any of them have really needed wild cards for quite a few years now, and all 3 kind of slipped out because of injury. And Rinky's been doing a lot of good stuff in the doubles as well. Obviously, final of Wimbledon, middle of the year, and 3 great role models. So they would get my nod.
Content idea. We dress Craig up as Willy Wonka, full high production value, right? And we print out gold wild cards, and he goes magically to whoever it is, and we shoot it.
Overseas.
No, but
They're all overseas.
that's great. Let's go. I want my 5th holiday.
We filmed with Craig 2 days ago.
Yeah, Tuesday.
It was actually hilarious.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Him
I was
in
playing
a high
his
vis, in a hard hat.
yeah, and I was playing his long beleaguered assistant,
It was just
trying
hilarious.
to keep him back to earth. Anyway, thank you very much all for playing along with our Caught Your Eye seg. We've got lots more news to cover off after the break. We'll be back in a sec with all of that and Brie's top 5 unmissable things from summer. Stick around. See you in a sec. Welcome back. So there's a bit of other news to discuss. Brie, what's happening in the United Cup world?
Yeah, well, we've recently announced the captains for some of our teams or country teams. And there's quite some fun kind of names in there. So Stan Wawrinka is going to be a player captain for Switzerland.
Oh, okay. So is this like who is the only one who can do this job? Me.
It's me, Stan the man.
No one else can do it.
Bring me in.
Why not?
And then obviously we have Lleyton Hewitt returns for the 4th straight campaign as home captain, which
Classic.
we love as Aussies. For his second time since 2023, Tim Henman will be coming back for Great Britain.
We've actually got a grab, I think, from our sister podcast, The Sit Down, of Mr. Henman. Let's have a listen.
It was ATP Cup to begin with and United Cup more recently. I just absolutely loved that event. It was great fun, working with the British men and women. And we had a great team spirit and we played well. We really did play well. And it would definitely be an event that I'd like to be involved in again in the future.
I hear there's a little bit of...
There's some family
There's
affairs.
some nepotism. Let's just call it what it is.
No, I don't think it's nepotism. I think
Okay.
it's just keeping it in the
Even
family.
Greece?
That's, yeah. You know what? All family things are nepotism. Anyway, we've got Stefano Capoli. I don't know whether you know. He's the dad of Flavio Capoli.
Flavio.
So he will be the captain of Italy. We've got Alexander Zverev Sr.
See, I read that thinking, hang on, he's just done the same as Stan.
No.
But it's the big
No.
daddy-o.
Zverev and his dad.
Okay, that's cool.
He's a junior. So that's for Team Germany. We have Christian Ruud, who is the father of Casper Ruud from Norway.
Is he a friendlier ghost? Anyway, keep going.
I don't get it. And then we have Petros Tsitsipas, who is the brother of Stefanos Tsitsipas.
Why not?
He's the captain of Greece.
So do you reckon Petros is going to be really hitting it hard and he's going to be telling his brother what to do?
I want over and unders of the first moment where Steph just barrages him. Like,
And do you want that in seconds?
I want
or
that in
milliseconds?
games. I'm going to say within the first 2 games. That's about the line.
I reckon during the walk-on, during the flag ceremony, just starts strangling him with it.
Yeah, there'll be a bit of tension there, but great to see. Yeah, all the lineups and the field looks incredible at this year's United Cup. Very exciting.
does.
But tell me, there's something
We
interesting
do
about
have
Canada.
some we have some debutantes.
Oh.
Lucas Pouille from France is the captain. And then we have Gabriela Dabrowski, who is a double specialist and the only female captain on our list, and she will be the captain of Canada.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And
So-
from my understanding, so the number one player, do they kind of have a say? They pick the coach, the captain, sorry?
The number one is supposed to decide. Yeah.
There we go. So Felix, or Anisimova,
He's a feminist.
chose Gabby.
Yeah.
That's great. Have
Yeah, it's great
do you
to
know
see.
her at all?
Yeah, no, Gabby very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she cool?
Yeah, she's cool. I mean, I think she actually would do a very good job in this role. I think she's
That's awesome.
very organized, very structured. I mean, that's part of why she's very good at doubles. I think she sees the game well. So I think she'll bring a great
So a
element.
bit more of a team thinker as opposed to a single-minded, it's just me out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for
great.
Sure.
We also will be announcing full fields for
what?
some of our summer events.
Oh, like other tennis events?
Yes,
Which
Brisbane,
ones?
Brisbane International
Awesome.
Wednesday.
Well, from some exciting news coming up to a bit of sad news from the world of tennis. Italian tennis legend Nicola Pietrangeli, age 92, passed away. He was a two-time Roland Garros champion and record holder for Davis Cup wins, 120-44, which is a pretty epic record to have. A lot of tributes were coming from everywhere, from Rafa Nadal, Novak Djokovic, from the top echelons to everybody in between. Bit of a sad day, but we were very, very lucky. Nicola, early in this year, spoke with one of our producers, Urson, in the making actually of the poster behind me, Forza, The Rise of Italian Tennis. And we used that in a recent episode of The Sit Down, and they were talking about having the Rome Stadium named in his honour. Let's have a listen.
You know, I have this court name on me like Rocket has it in my room. And it's not the most important, it's not the biggest, but it's most beautiful in the world. No doubt about that.
Quite a loss, but have you played at the stadium that's named in his honour?
I have. Yeah, I've played on that court, and it's by far the best court on tour. It is so
amazing.
pretty. The statues kind of surround the court. It is one of the nicest courts.
Well, he will be sorely missed, and of course, our thoughts go to his friends and family over in Italy. Now, Brie, shall we move on to the final piece of the week? I need to find my numbers because it is
It's
time
my
for
top
your
5.
top 5.
Yeah. I'm a bit worried they're boring, but
Okay. So what's the top? What are we counting down?
we're counting down top 5 unmissable things this Australian summer.
Your
but I
period.
made them my period.
Yeah. You
No,
don't wanna
I'm
miss
not
that.
pregnant. It came.
No, I know,
Thank
but if-
God.
yeah.
We'll touch and go there for a moment. But anyway, I centered it all around the tennis.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Which could
We're a
be
tennis
boring.
podcast, I guess. No, but there's some fun stuff.
I think it's fun.
Like
Let's
yourself.
see how we go.
Right, I've
yourself,
jumped the
Brie.
gun, but I'm going to do 5.
Well, I suppose it is a tennis podcast.
Allegedly, it's called The Tennis.
Yeah, so
For
surely
now,
everyone's
I've got
fine
some
with it.
exciting news that I'm going to debut next week, but
Yeah.
we'll get to that in a minute. Now,
Yeah.
5,
So the first one is AO Live, which is our music program during the Australian Open. So we have some really great acts that are at the end of the tournament. So these ones are earlier in the week.
looks like a menu. Hot chips, elderflower, preset. That's good in a taco. No? Well, who is playing? Come on.
It's the 13th and 16th of January. It's in Top Court and they're DJ sets. And they're really, really great acts that are still quite big, but really do talk to
Who's your
a
favourite?
Gen Y hot chip and the presets, definitely. I've seen them many times before. So that's one I wanted to call out because there's the great music acts at JCA at the end of the tournament, but there are these great ones up at Top Court at the beginning
Brilliant.
of the tournament. So
$69, a bargain.
I know, bargain. So please go on over and buy a ticket if you
Nice
want.
one. All right, number 4, what do we got?
4,
Well, I'm really excited to see the Highline. I've got a video up here. It's an artist interpretation of what the Highline will look. But we should be able to walk from one court to another above ground. So here you can see courtside bar, and then you can kind of walk over to the other court.
It reminds me a little bit of like in Jurassic Park when they're around the raptor thing and they're like looking down. It's going to be cool. So you can kind of
Yeah.
get a top-down view of the outdoor courts
So
and the
they'll
Western
be
courts.
able to have all these people over here. You can see these courts to the right, and on the other side, you'll be able to see the courts to the left.
Yep.
So there's
Yeah.
the bar over there.
That's
looking,
okay. I'm just getting my
This is
bearings.
the
Okay.
original bar, and this is a new bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the original bar's bigger.
Oof.
Yeah.
Nice, very nice.
And you can walk all the way to the other bar from this bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And watch tennis
that's so
from both
Australian.
sides.
That's
Yeah.
so
Isn't
Australian.
it? It's so
That's-
You know who'd
Australian.
be there? Cahill.
So it's
So
about
I'm
to
really
get
excited to see
rowdier.
how this works.
If you ever can't find me during AO.
I loved
there.
being on the bar
Oh,
court.
did you? That's awesome.
I couldn't even
it's
think
cool
out there. It's
too.
great.
Yeah.
Obviously,
if
some
I think
people
too
don't
much.
love it, but other people, I reckon I would just vibe off
yeah.
it.
It's a great
I'd get
vibe for mixed
excited.
doubles. I don't think you want to play your singles, out there.
Yeah.
But doubles and mixed doubles, I mean, you can't really hear or signal or anything like that anymore.
Yeah.
But no,
But
it's a
neither
vibe.
can your opponent.
Yeah.
So you're both
it's
losing
even-
that tool. You just got to adapt.
So like noise is allowed on these.
Yep.
Yeah.
The outdoor court? Okay. Yeah,
I think
it.
it's within reason. Like, you
Yep.
know, if people
No,
are like
hooping and hollering.
hooting and hollering and yelling out Cahill, but, you know, and don't throw your, beer on the court,
Okay.
until
Yeah.
they've won and then just go nuts.
Yep.
Anyway, what's number 3?
I'm excited for that one.
Yes.
United Cup. I pulled out a match that I think will be interesting.
Okay.
Well, a day session in Perth. It's on the Saturday, 3rd of Jan. And do you know why I found it interesting? Because we've got Busson in there and we've got Rinderknecht. I've said that wrong probably. And Bencic and Wawrinka. And then we've got the mixed doubles with them. And I thought it was a really fun, interesting matchup because obviously Busson, she did really well was she a wild card or lucky loser? Hang on, I wrote it down.
Poisson made the
She was
semis
the first
of
women's wild card
French
to
Open.
reach Roland Garros semi-finals since the Open era began.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
So she's cool. But then Rinderknecht, he is the cousin of Vacherot and made the singles finals at Shanghai with him.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I thought they're two interesting ones. And obviously we love Bencic and Wawrinka,
I mean, he's a
our
legend.
playing captain.
Also, but Rinderknecht, that's the funnest name to say.
It is actually, isn't it? It's part of the reason I chose it. But I just thought, this is quite a fun matchup. And I just wanted to pull out one of the ones.
But again, one
that I
of
was
the best
looking
things
at.
about United Cup is you, unlike a lot of tennis events, you get a ticket and hope you get a good match. You know exactly what you're getting. So get on there and get your tickets. So I didn't mean that to be a plug, but it was a plug.
It definitely
No,
was.
but I agree.
I like it.
Yeah. Number 2, what do you got?
Well, do you know what? And this is a little bit of an ace of the week, I suppose, as well. But we are seeing and you've sent me some stuff too, Xave. We're seeing a lot of our member associations
And just tiny clubs.
and clubs playing the 1 point slam so that their players in their group can have a chance to hit the AO 1 point slam here at RLA. Now, Tennis Northern Territory are our first group to have a final that's coming up that will have our first state champion that could come down then to play here. And I just think it's such a great concept and I love it. And I've loved watching the Instagram stories from around Australia and I can't wait to see what happens with it here. Obviously, we have Alcaraz announced playing and we are announcing some other players next week as well.
And you win $1 million.
If you win, you do.
True, you have to win in order to
Win
win.
$1 million,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you reckon if you make the final, you're trying to split it before you play the point? We were talking about this. Like,
I wonder if there's a rule against that. Does that?
yeah,
is
like,
that
take all the
betting?
legalities out of it. But
yeah.
if you
But if you
kind
kinda
of,
like,
would you
hey,
negotiate?
yeah.
Like, hey,
I
It's
probably,
just
Imagine if you
let's halve
I reckon
it.
lost.
like Love Island, I would do that. I'd just
Do you reckon
be like,
you'd weigh up who you're playing, or like? 'Cause
Yeah,
I
like-
would think like anything can happen. I know me. I'd mess it up.
Because
Like,
what if you
Yeah.
just
But-
net and then you cooked? And
yeah,
how many
if I'm
like,
playing
even-
an amateur, I'd still take half.
Yeah,
I'd be
100%.
so tight. I reckon
Yeah.
they'd
Yeah,
hit the net
you'd
and roll
be-
over, and I'd be so pissed. So like,
Yep.
I think I'm splitting it.
yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, that would be fascinating to watch. But it was just a test run this year at the AO, and everyone loved it, and it
We
was
all
really
loved it.
exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
now with some big bucks on the line,
Yeah. And some, yeah.
and you win a car or something, and like your club gets $5,000.
Yeah, it's
like it's a
actually
game
amazing.
show, but it's
It's
At
just
the AO.
really fun. I love it. So
And
well
shout
done
out-
to Tennis Northern Territory.
the
and good
Darwin
luck.
Stingrays. Love your logo. They're very cool. From the Darwin International Tennis Centre.
Yeah.
All right. So if that's number 2, what's number 1?
Well, the potential that we might have
Oh, finally.
an Alcaraz Sinner final.
We were the only slam in 2025
We missed
that
out.
didn't get one.
So will we get one?
Hope so.
Well, yeah.
Well, because where the seedings, how they work, it's the only possible opportunity for them to play
them to
at the
play.
AO.
Well, they have if we're going to see it, they have to get to finals.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but it's not like, there's any that's it. It's that
That's
or nothing.
it. That's that. It's that or nothing.
Yeah, because last year it was Novak that took out Carlos.
Alcaraz.
In the quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Novak pulled out.
He did.
He did, yeah.
Against Zverev.
Yep.
Yep.
Took away our dream and then went home.
But is that Carlos's furthest round he's gotten at the Aussie
Yeah, Australian
Open?
Open.
Quarterfinal. So,
Oh,
yeah.
he's going to be
Wonder
hungry.
what it is.
I
about
think,
it.
yeah, it's maybe one of those ones. I haven't looked into it too much, but after a bit of a break, maybe it takes him a little bit of time to get going.
Oh, yeah.
Aussie Open, obviously, his sometimes his first tournament of the year. So, so maybe that. But I think the court surface, everything should suit him here.
True. Like the weather as well. That's
Yep.
in his wheelhouse.
So it might be the year. That
We
he
might
gets
need to
going,
suggest
I
he
think.
plays Brisbane or something, so he's
Yep.
ready.
Yep.
Do we really want that final? Don't we just want Demon to come
Okay,
through?
moving
and-
on.
That's actually fair. I would, if I had my ultimate dream, it would be Demon.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 27. No?
Xave told me to put this in.
Anyway, yeah, Demon.
Demon versus
Hoorah.
Carlos.
Yeah, that
Let's
would be
get that
good.
going.
I'd take it.
We need,
Yeah.
Sinner to be taken out by someone else.
Oh, wow. Okay. Snipers, you have a green light.
I don't
Take
want
him.
him to have to take on both of them, semi
No,
and final.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's
that
really
would
hard
be
to do. So I think we need to see one of them lose
Early.
earlier
Mm-hmm.
from
Yeah.
someone else, and then you cruise through. Not
Yeah,
cruise.
Demon.
I
Yeah.
think Demon he'd agree with that
Yeah.
when he's tuning in.
Yeah.
Craig's just in his office listening,
I
trying
know
to
this is
hold
the
back.
first thing he's listening to when
rage.
he wakes up.
It is. It always is.
Oh, good times. Well, thank you, Brie. That was a long, but I must say, very enjoyable top 5.
Okay.
Yep. Well done, bro.
Okay, I was trying to be
I didn't
compliment.
realize it was long.
No, it went on for a while. Yeah. No, well done.
I thought you did well.
Yeah,
Thank you.
quality.
smashed it.
Thank you.
Kyle. Okay, so as we finish up this episode of The Tennis, we ask our panel, what is your ace of the week? Something that's happened this week or it's coming up in the next 7 days that you're most happy about? Something that sparked a bit of joy. What's your ace of the week? We'll start with you, Brie.
Well, I had my birthday last week. So this weekend I'm doing
birthday.
nothing. Thank you. I had a lot of fun and I'm now tired and I've been tired all week. So I'm doing nothing on the weekend.
Great.
Which is what we do when we get old.
Rest and recovery.
Yeah.
Okay, well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, you don't look 4 days over 41. It's 4 days after her birthday. What about you, Alan? What's your ace of the week?
I think kickstarting preseason. You know, I've just come back from Bali. Just had a wedding in Wangaratta over the weekend.
Good on you for not going to the Maldives like every other bloody WTA player.
But you know what? If I had a free trip to the Maldives, I wouldn't say no. So just didn't get that offer, you know. But yeah, I am excited to get back on court, get back into training. I feel like I was eating so much good food in Bali that I almost felt guilty that now I'm excited to work out. So yeah, that's probably my ace of the
When
week.
you wake up and you go, oh, I could go a little nasi goreng for breakfast. No chance. Eat your avocado. No, good on you. Luke, what about yourself?
Mine is, you know, obviously transitioning into coaching players all different levels and ages. And one of my players, a 24-year-old, got his first ATP point yesterday
Oh, that's awesome.
in India. So I won't embarrass him, but we've been working.
Here's a photo of him as a child.
Yeah, we've been working throughout the year, and there was just a little bit of satisfaction, like we've done a good job and at the start of the road. And I tuned in. He was up a set and a break, lost it, got a little bit tight maybe, but he finished it off, so very proud of him.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's amazing. Well done to both of you.
No, that is pretty cool.
Thanks.
As for me, my ace of the week, I am finally, after 39 years, living out one of my all-time goals. This afternoon, we're having like a big department meeting where we talk about things, but afterwards we're going to the pub and we're having pub trivia, and I'm hosting. I get to host my very own pub trivia. Never done it, always wanted to do it. I've been labouring over these questions, the format, how many rounds, is there picture questions?
Do we get one question here?
So I'll give you one. What is a group of pandas called? So like a murder of crows, a herd of this. What is the collective term for pandas?
Pandemonium. I don't know.
I mean, that's a pretty good, yeah.
A cuddle?
You're not far off
A
in the sense of
cuddle
it
of
doesn't, it's
pandas?
weird. It is an embarrassment. An embarrassment of pandas.
I'm so bad at trivia.
Yeah. Well, you get a free point. So do you
We all
guys.
do.
Yeah. Well, before we do wrap up, next week we've got the Nuka medal. You're going
Yes.
as a +1, or you're invited?
It doesn't matter. I'm there.
Sounds like
No,
words
plus
+1.
one. Plus
Yeah.
one. Yep.
You'll be there.
I'll be there.
Absolutely. You'll be there. We're on the
Yeah.
same table.
Yeah, we are.
I like to have a lot of fun
Lucky
at the
you.
news.
Right at the front, I'm
No.
sure.
Oh, dead center.
Right
Yeah,
in the back. Hidden. We're actually behind the curtains.
Yeah. But you can't keep me quiet.
Just tucking away
Yeah.
drinks back there.
Absolutely. Bring the piper this way.
Yeah.
No, so some great nominees. It's going to be pretty exciting. You know, there's some clear favourites at the front, but I'm sure we'll have a full breakdown next week on the tennis about the nukes. For now, like, subscribe, let us know what you want to do. Follow us on socials. Thanks for listening. Drive safe wherever you are. See you later.
Hey everyone, Harps and Andy here. Just want to remind you that you can watch every episode of The Tennis on our YouTube channel, Australian Open TV, and you can also catch us on Tennis Plus by heading to ausopen.com/tennis plus.
And if you want to flick us an email, feedback, thoughts on the show, comments, we're at podcast@tennis.com.au. One of us two will read it. But in the meantime, we'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.